Long ago, there was a vast kingdom, crowned by a majestic palace, ruled by a king known for strength and justice, and he had 3 daughters. On a quiet morning, the king gathered his 3 daughters in the throne hall and began to ask them.
My daughter, Sarah, tell me, how much do you love me?
Sarah said.
I love you more than my eyes, my father.
The king smiled, his heart reassured. Then he asked his 2nd daughter.
And you, Lena, how much do you love me?
And her answer was,
I love you more than my soul, my father.
The king's satisfaction grew, and he nodded in admiration. Then he turned to his youngest daughter, Mariam, and said,
And you, Miriam?
Mariam said,
I love you more than salt, my father.
More than salt? Is that all you have to say?
Anger ignited in the king's heart, and he did not understand the depth of her words, so he ordered his minister to marry her off.
Marry her to the poorest man in the kingdom.
And so the princess was wed to a poor laborer, in a marriage with no splendor and no joy. Mariam lived in a dilapidated house, ate scant food, yet she never complained. And she had some money she had saved when she was in her father's palace, so she gave it to her husband and said to him,
Take this money, leave this harsh work, and start a new trade.
I will do it, everything for you.
One day, a trading caravan set out to a distant city, and he joined it after bidding his wife farewell. On the road, the caravan ran out of water, and they passed by a well and wanted to draw water from it. But they heard that whoever descended into this well died in it and never came out safe, so they all refrained from descending. But he volunteered to go down to extract the water and save the caravan from dying of thirst. Everyone fell silent, and hearts were filled with fear. The man descended into the depths of the well, where darkness and the unknown lay. When he reached the bottom of the well, he found there a demon from the jinn with his 2 wives, one to his right, black, and the other to his left, white. So the demon seized him and said to him,
I will ask you a question. If you answer it, I will let you go safely and give you whatever water you want. And if you do not answer it, I will strangle you with these 2 hands. Which of the 2 women is more beautiful, the one on my right or the one on my left?
You love your beloved, even if he were a black slave.
The demon laughed and said,
No one has ever answered me like you. Now, what do you want, and I will give it to you.
Said, I want water. So the demon gave him water and pomegranates. He carried the water and pomegranates and came out of the well and distributed the water to the caravan. He saw a man traveling to the town he had left, so he sent with him a basket of pomegranates to his wife, saying to himself, She deserves them more than I do, because she loves pomegranates very much. When the basket of pomegranates reached her wife, she rejoiced greatly, because she loved pomegranates very much, and she had been deprived of them since she left her father's palace. And she broke open a pomegranate to eat it, and found it filled with pearls, coral, and emeralds.
Oh my God! Pearls? Emeralds?
She was astonished, and took some of them to the jeweler to confirm their value, and the jeweler admired them and bought them for a great sum of money. Poverty turned into wealth, and a palace greater than the king's palace was built. When her husband returned, he found her in a lofty palace, in honor and wealth, with servants and attendants, so he was astonished and thought she had returned to her father. But she told him the story of the basket of pomegranates, and he rejoiced greatly. After his return with the caravan, the merchants elected him chief of the merchants because of the good conduct, sacrifice, and wisdom they saw in him. When the king saw this lofty palace opposite his own, he asked, "Whose palace is this?" They said, "This belongs to the chief of the merchants." So he summoned him to get to know him, and he admired him greatly because of his sound judgment and good management, and relations between them became strong. Then the king's daughter asked her husband to invite the king to lunch, so he invited him. On the appointed day, she prepared for them delicious food from what she knew her father loved and preferred. When her father came and found this food that he loved and craved, which he had not tasted since he expelled his youngest daughter from his palace, he remembered her and longed for her, and he approached the food with appetite and greed. But as soon as he put a bite in his mouth, he found it without salt, and food is only made tasty by salt. And he said,
Do you see, my father, that salt is the basis of good taste in food, and food is the pillar of life, and bread and salt are what bring loved ones together. Was I wrong when I told you that I love you more than salt?
Forgive me, my daughter. I am the one at fault.
And thus the king realized that he had wronged his youngest daughter, and that her words meant far more than he had understood.